Yes, you have a question? It's on? Good. You have a question? Oh, there's nobody working the board right this second. The other wireless is turned off. Checkity one.
Maybe, thank you.
There we go. Thanks, sir.
He's not going to be happy until I take the microphone. So, my name's Kim Sampson.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming today. Give her a round of applause. Very brave.
Yeah, it's autographs later. Anyways, we all know that everybody, no matter what job you start out small, doing little things that nobody's ever heard of, and I'm sure you guys had roles that, you know, nobody's ever heard of. What would you say is your most obscure role?
Actually, there's a kind of a funny story about obscure roles. Voice actors know that, and you guys probably even know this, when you get a script that has a lot of miscellaneous characters, they'll be like man A, man B, bystander 2, and we have this kind of running gag at ADV about, you know, who you playing? I played Soldier A today, you know. And so I was doing a session with David Williams for, I can't remember the show, but when we got done doing my regular character, he said, okay, I have a couple of little miscellaneous things here. So we're just going along doing, you know, Soldier A. And so I started making up this little stupid song. I was singing this song in the booth. I was Soldier A, the unsung hero of anime. And had a little fun with it. And David, so I came back like a week later to record again, and David was like, damn you, Vic. We can't stop singing Soldier A! And so I got a couple of other guys together, Chris Patton and Jay Hickman, and they came over to my studio. I have a studio at my home, and I wrote this whole song, and I mean snare drum cadence and the whole big Navy men's choir kind of a sound, full-length song, and gave it to David Williams. And we've been talking about like doing a music video with all the voice actors in it and stuff that you guys would probably get a kick out of it. But it's the whole song is basically about these obscure, you know, today I died and, you know, I was killed and such, and you know, I'm a sex offender too today, and, you know.
You too?
Yeah!
Oh, you mean an alien? I'm a priest.
Villager A is the role I was born to play.
I can think of a few of them. I think actually Sabat would probably have me do some of these. At some point in the Z universe when everyone's getting inside that big dome to hide from the cell, and there's the rich guy who's trying to charge everyone lots of money to hide out from cell. Chris had me be every last man in black on that guy's like attack squad. And so I was like 12 different guys that would fight. Like, come here! No, you come here! You know, just like all over the place. So that was fun. In Dragon Ball, there was an obscure character towards the beginning of it that was the milk delivery goat, and I was the milk delivery goat.
It was awful.
Those are fun.
My favorite little tiny, like, bit part obscure character was also in Dragon Ball. And there was these two little Martians that had come down to Earth. And it was just a little side story. It was during the General Blue saga, when General Blue meets the little boy and then he wants to molest him or whatever. But there's these two little aliens and they're walking around picking up trash because they think the trash is some sort of treasure.
Oh, it was one of the...
and how come all these Earthlings don't like this trash? They don't realize how much treasure they have. And, but I have to go back to Mike for a second here. Mike actually played my favorite obscure character in the Dragon Ball Z series. It was during the Gohan in high school area. And there's this character, and he was a bit part, and we didn't expect him, you know, it was just in one episode. And it's when they're all in class, and everyone's talking about who's the big Saiyaman, and then there's this guy with glasses. He's like, oh, I know who he is. I knew the whole time it was him. That's Mike. And this guy, we ad-libbed all this guy's lines, and sure enough, this guy ends up following Erasa and the rest of him. He ends up in like 12 episodes after that. And we'd already established him as this, you know, know-it-all nerd character. Can you remember any of his line?
It sounds Canadian the way you're doing.
Well, Canadians are nerds. Eat your jerky.
Something like, I think Gohan's a great Saiyan.
Yeah, I think it's a great Saiyan too. I do it the whole time. Yeah, I should have known that. You should have known that too. That was just, you should have known.
Look for it. It's funny.
It's more fun when he had no flaps, when he just saw the back of his head, because he could just...
I'm gonna sing whatever I want until the shot changes.
I've done more stuff that nobody's ever heard of. Because I've been having this. I knew you were gonna bite in. Anybody wanting Shaw?
Red Rover, send the beef jerky on over, eh?
I'll take some of that dry, dead animal.
I've started this like in the 80s. I've been doing... I was very lucky, actually. My very first ever gig was working on He-Man, so it was like, I started off kind of okay. But I've done probably 5,000, 6,000 episodes of various things over the years. Most of which nobody's ever heard of, most of which I've forgotten. DBG is weird, though, because it's all merchandising.
Yes,
Oh, you're welcome, man. I played a character in some of the very first stuff. I think when Jace first showed up, there was this farmer in the field. And he's just like, farmer in field, standing by a crater. I was at a convention, somebody came up with the action figure card. The actual little trading card that was like, farmer in field. I have it framed on my wall.
Was that with Raditz by any chance? Was that like by any chance the first person that Raditz ever comes across?
Yeah.
Someone out there knows the
I love
farmer's
that
power
guy.
level. Does anyone know the farmer's power level? He has it. Showed up in his scouter. Look it up. 2.
Power level 2.
Power level 2.
Power level 2.
Even your bit part had a power level.
See, I know that's actually stuck up on the wall of my office. People going, what the heck is that? That's a farmer I played in a cartoon show once.
Hey, you
He's got his own trading figure. Or curtain card.
They promised me that role.
Before we get another question on the bit part thing, we were doing a bunch of voices for those who hunt elves. And, oh, you know that show? We were doing these voices, and the camera's panning along this group of people, and there's this one little guy who looks like Yoda. I swear, he's green, he had these little pointed ears. And so they're like, the director was like, pick anybody in the crowd and just be him. And so as the camera's going by, I'm like,
Oh, I like this show. It's a funny show.
you know,
Hunt elves, I will, yes.
okay, and it was along with 45 other voices. It was nothing, right? One of the mixing guys came up to me about 3 weeks later and goes, dude, he goes, I heard you're Yoda, and I mixed him really hot, so he's out in front of all the rest of them. So bit parts could be a lot of fun.
Okay, we have another question.
It's just really quick. Who would win in a fight, Goku or the Enterprise? Quick question, don't worry about it.
Engage. I'm sorry, I'm Canadian. I withdraw from the competition.
I think Goku, because Goku can learn to have more power while the ship is mechanical. And I'm trying to stop talking.
The ship can't win because the ship does not have opposable thumbs. Duh.
I think the Enterprise, because Goku's pretend and the Enterprise is real.
What is this pretend of which you speak? I do not understand the concept of pretend. That would be one of the most surreal questions I think we've ever been given. The answer is a fish.
Who would win between Goku and air?
Yeah.
Well, Goku needs air.
Duh.
So if Goku defeated the air, he would then remove from his own sustenance that which he needs in order to exist, so he would therefore defeat himself. So there would be no clear winner of the air or Goku. Duh.
That's a new show I'm working on. It's called Air versus Goku. The Air Saga.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was actually doing convention-y stuff. Sorry.
Lupin?
And stuff.
Lupin.
Yes, Lupin, aka Carrot Chan. Yes. Yes. Will you sing the cucumber song?
I'll go ahead and let Scott sing the cucumber song.
That was the weirdest thing. Like, beware of people with little tiny tape recorders.
I'm a cucumber.
Because that's how I started. I mean, somebody just came up at a con and went, would you sing the cucumber? I'm like, what the heck is the cucumber song? I've never heard of it. Then I sing the cucumber. I was like, oh, how does it go? And they stuck a little microphone on my face, one of those little, like... And now apparently there's a video, and it's just very strange.
All right, kid, I'm gonna do this once, so listen up. I'm a cucumber, I'm a cucumber, I'm a cucumber, I'm a cucumber, so please don't put me in the dance break. Pickle jar.
I discovered at that point that actually, the weird thing about Piccolo is he cannot sing. He sings flat through the whole thing. Freaked me out.